Hey everybody, how's it going? So I haven't done a video in a while, a solo video, but I really wanted to talk about this because Netflix acquiring Raw is a very big deal. Now, back in 2023, I got back into wrestling after many, many years of not watching the product. Hogan and Bischoff came in, just decimated TNA, a company that I absolutely loved. CM Punk kind of walked away, and there wasn't really a whole lot of going on. I thought Vince McMahon was just killing the wrestling business. And I kind of got out of wrestling for a while, and then in 2023 I got back into it. AEW, WWE, TNA, New Japan. Like, I just really fell back in love with wrestling, and it was for different reasons. One, my wife got me this AEW title for Christmas. I'm proud of this thing. I'm really proud of this thing. I love this thing. I'm a big AEW fan. In the course of this past year, I've been to SmackDown, AEW Dynamite, Ring of Honor, and a bunch of different, indie promotions in my local town. I'm gonna put this down because it's a little heavy, but right now I feel like it's a good time to be a wrestling fan because with WWE merging with UFC, Vince McMahon basically got kicked out the back door because of all the stupid crap he does in real life. It was bad for business. He was pretty much voted out. Triple H comes in and he's now in charge of the creative. And WWE, I will say this, WWE has the best in-ring story. Right, if you want great, compelling stories, WWE's where to go. I do feel like the Bloodline story is getting a little stale. Judgment Day, probably that thing has been stale for a while. But I like, if you've seen this past week on Raw, the promos between CM Punk and Cody Rhodes was phenomenal. Gunther and Seth Rollins, those were all phenomenal, right? And people like LA Knight and all that, it really elevates the WWE product. I think Triple H is doing very well. I still don't like their in-ring wrestling compared to other companies. I still think AEW and TNA has way far superior in-ring talent when it comes to wrestling. Not that WWE doesn't have the talent, they just wrestle a very slower style. Right, they do like a lot of arm locks and stuff like that. Where TNA and AEW, it's very much like very, very physical wrestling. They do a lot more over there. So I watched WWE for the stories. I watched AEW and TNA for the in-ring performances. And it's really good to be a wrestling fan. But I seen that Netflix acquired WWE Raw, and this is a big deal for a lot of different reasons. One, this is going to be the first time that Raw is not on a cable television channel. It's going to be on a streaming service. And we see this a lot going on. Like the NFL playoffs was like on Peacock. One of the episodes or one of the games was on Peacock. That's something I don't necessarily like personally. I feel like, NFL playoffs and stuff like that should be on basic TV. Nonetheless, times are changing. We need to change with it. So WWE has been shopping around for their shows. SmackDown, Raw, NXT. NXT landed over at the CW, so it's going to be going over to the CW. And Raw is ended up on Netflix. It's a massive deal. It's 500. I hope I get this right. It's 500 million a year for 10 years, which ends up being like $5 billion when it's all said and done. So this is massive, 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 massive. Because not only does WWE get a dump truck full of money, but also Netflix now has a show that's going to be weekly that's highly regarded. There's a lot of wrestling fans out there, and they're going to subscribe to Netflix if they're not already subscribed to watch Raw. And not only that, Netflix also did that thing where family members can't watch it. You have to buy like an account or a family account or something, so you can't password share anymore. And to be honest with you, I haven't been a Netflix subscriber since then because I was using my wife's father's password. And then when Netflix cut down on that, I'm like, okay, well, there's nothing for me to really watch on Netflix that's that important. I have to sign up for Netflix. And then this popped up. And like, well, crap. Right now you can watch Raw on USA, and then the playbacks are on Hulu, and then all their documentaries, pay-per-views, and stuff is on Peacock. Now the rumor is in 2026 the Peacock contract will be up, and all the pay-per-views, the paid live events, and documentaries, all that's going to be integrated into the Netflix ecosystem. So by 2026, we're possibly going to get the pay-per-views on Netflix and all that stuff, which I like. I miss the old WWE network when it was just one own network, but they're integrating with like Peacock and Netflix. So is the pay-per-view is going to stay on Peacock, Raw is going to be on Netflix, but then in 2026, it might all just be under the Netflix banner. I heard outside the US, everything will be under the Netflix banner, not separated on Peacock and whatnot. But this is huge. This is really, really huge for Netflix. Not so much WWE, because WWE is just going to get a truckload of money. This is huge for Netflix because it's going to be like the first weekly live sport event, even though wrestling is not sports, it's sports entertainment. It's going to be a weekly event that people are going to tune in, and they're going to get massive numbers. They're going to get massive, massive, massive numbers. I think a lot of people are realizing that cable television is dying. Like, it's been dying, but like it's really almost dead, because you used to get like baseball on TBS, basketball on TNT, and you know, you're wrestling on USA and all that. And now a lot of that stuff is going to streaming services now. So this is, I think, is a very, very big deal. And I think that it's really, really good for Netflix. Among all else, it's definitely good for Netflix, because Netflix is going to really benefit by getting more subscribers when everything is all said and done. They're going to get a lot more subscribers. They're going to bring in the hardcore wrestling fans, and that's important, because the wrestling fans will go wherever the wrestling is. You got good wrestling, the wrestling fans will go. So that's, to me, I think is very, very important. And I like I said, it's a good time to be a wrestling fan right now. Like, it's really, really a good time to be a wrestling fan, because whether you watch AEW, TNA coming back with the resurgence, right? You have everything going on over there with TNA, and you know, they went from Impact Wrestling, where Hulk Hogan came in and just kind of decimated everything. Like, Hogan and Bischoff went in and just scorched earth everything. And now TNA is making his comeback. They got new titles. We have Dolph Ziggler debuting over there. We got New Japan with Will Ospreay coming to AEW. Okada just finishing up his contract. Big rumors of Okada possibly going over to WWE. Maybe he'll go to AEW. We don't know where Okada is going, but really big time to be a wrestling fan. And this Raw Netflix deal is huge for the landscape. I would love to see AEW get a deal like with HBO Max or something, because I would rather pay for HBO Max and just watch my wrestling events there, instead of having to go to TNT, TBS, and all that stuff. But anyway, guys, long video here, me just saying, hey, this is big. There was other big events, like The Rock is now part of the board of WWE, and the landscape is really changing over there. We got the Royal Rumble coming out this coming weekend, which I'm super excited for. It's my birthday weekend. I hit the big 4-0 this coming weekend, so yeah, pretty big week overall, and I'm looking forward to the Royal Rumble. I'm looking forward to see who comes out the winner. I'm secretly kind of going for Gunther. I want Gunther to kind of take that on, because I'm a big Gunther fan. But yeah, big week in the terms of the wrestling world, whether you're AEW, and I feel like wrestling is a lot like the console wars. You're either PlayStation or Xbox. You're either WWE or AEW. I love wrestling, right? If you're a gamer, you play everything. If you like wrestling, you watch everything. If you don't watch all wrestling, then you're not a wrestling fan. You're a WWE fan or an AEW fan. If you just play PlayStation, you're not a gamer. You're just a PlayStation fan. If you just play Xbox games, you're not a gamer. You're just an Xbox fan. I really believe if you're a gamer, you dabble in everything. If you're a wrestling fan, you dabble in everything. And there are levels of, you know, what's hardcore fans, what's not hardcore fans. But yeah, without a doubt, I think this is big news. That's just my thoughts on it. I want to know what you guys think. Be sure to leave your comments in the comment box below. And thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate it. A little different video than normal, but hey, tell me if you guys like the wrestling videos later.